Welcome back to another exciting episode of PokeDads. I'm your host, PokeDad Rick, and with me today is...
PokeDads Scott, Rick.
And
PokeDad Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, what's up, man?
Hey, I thought you died.
We're a little...
Good. Nice.
Just for a little while? Yeah. Did you see the light, or did you see some fire growing?
No, I saw nothing. It was a good 2.5 hours sleep. And just a nap.
Was it like pure darkness sleep, or did you have a dream?
I literally just remember counting and then waking up.
Oh.
I don't remember anything else. I woke up and it wasn't like one of those drowsy wake ups. It was like, okay, I'm awake. It was weird.
Yeah.
So what did you say to Muhammad when you saw him?
Nothing, since I did not see him.
You're a liar.
Just a quick recap. Aaron had surgery 2 Fridays ago. He had steel rods in both of his legs, and he got them removed because supposedly he's fully healed like a champ.
Yeah.
8 years later.
I was fully healed a long time ago, let's clarify that. And they were titanium rods.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Classy.
no, I had both rods removed from my legs along with some screws from an old accident. That the rods were causing me some pain, so the doctor's decision was to just remove them all. I actually technically still do have one screw in my knee that broke, so that one's still in there and will probably stay in there forever because it's causing no problems. But yeah, we had some issues in the surgery. My bones decided to regrow into the rods, and they had to, do some drilling, some excavating, and that's why it took longer than expected. I actually let them go back to the doctor on Thursday, and maybe I'll get the staples out then. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll update everyone. This will drop on Friday, so Aaron will have his visit at that time.
Yeah, perfect. So they will know and you won't. But yeah, I'll see the doctor, see if I get them out or not, and see how everything's kind of going. For a bit there, I was actually having some trouble walking because of, I'm guessing, how long the surgery took. My knees swelled like it was like a grapefruit.
I did see the picture of you with the cats. They were trying to give them their old Egyptian powers and heal you quickly.
That's hot.
Did it work?
Well, I will assume yes.
I always forget. It's Pizza and who? What's the other cat's name? I always forget.
French fry.
It's Sister.
Oh,
Sister.
sister.
Pizza Sister.
Sister is the other cat.
Okay.
That sounds like a weird fucking Christian cult.
Yeah, of course it is.
This is Pizza and
There's
that's
a whole-
Sister.
Well, Pizza was named because that's what Gabriel decided to name her. Sister is named over a really long story that I can't tell you because I don't remember enough of it to explain.
That's fine.
So,
If you want to hear it, everyone make sure you make a comment so Aaron can tell you the story. Thank you.
We want to hear the Sister Cat story.
Ainsley on what it is.
There you go. I like it.
So,
Outside of that, man, how you
I can
doing?
walk.
You
And
walking?
I'm doing good. Walking finally again. I go back to work for the first time tomorrow, actually in the office.
God, you lazy piece of shit.
Advantage of working in IT than surgery and your work caring about you not having to walk when you can't.
You're working for an NBC
but no,
corporation, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I'm glad they let you stay. I know you were kind of worried that they weren't
Yeah.
going to let you work from home during that time.
It was such a cluster. I guess I'm not going to talk about nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just better safe than sorry. But yeah, it was not the most easy system to try to get through for that whole situation. But no, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I can walk. I have some pain still that I'm dealing with, and I expect that to go away once I get the staples and stuff out.
All right, man. Well, it's good seeing you.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
you're doing good, man. You braved the storm last week.
I did.
Drove down Ridge Road like a maniac. So God bless you. God bless you.
Scott and Aaron live in a really, really, really flat cornfield area, and we got hit by an ice blizzard on Friday night. And Aaron, a week after surgery, is like, I'm going to drive now. Let's do this.
Hey, I was able to drive back when my legs were both broken, completely broken. I literally had a wheelchair in the passenger seat
It's so
as I
good.
drove to work. And then I would get out of my truck and walk around it and pull the wheelchair out and then wheel up to the door. So I can drive a car when I'm just slightly injured.
There you go.
Well,
Just slightly injured.
This tripod is nothing without you.
We were able to hold it for one episode. It was
Right.
fine.
Don't make us do it again, dude. Shit.
I make no promises.
Okay, fine.
All right, Scott, what about you? How's your week?
It's been a rough week. My week starts on Sunday. I work Sunday through Thursday, or through Wednesday. For just the basic, I work at a psychiatric hospital, for everyone listening. I'm a therapist, and this week has been a rough week. I've got a patient. He's extremely acute, and he's also cute. No, not even close. I've seen his dick at least 3 or 4 times, twice masturbating. Sorry for the TMI. I just want you to know this is real shit. And he's been put in multiple physical holds the last few days, so including today, about 4 hours ago. Yeah. So my nights have been pretty rough, and my days have been rougher. Tomorrow's my last day, and I'm off for 3 days again. So that's been my week.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
And then, as we're recording, this is Tuesday.
Yeah. My week ends tomorrow, though. I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. So yeah, Rick, and you.
It's pretty good. I went a little crazy as I posted on Instagram on some cards. I had really bad pulls 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I got some really decent pulls. Everyone reached out, finally pulled my own Mewtwo. That was really cool, even though I think I bought one like a week ago. That was really bad. I finally pulled my own Pikarom, just a normal GX, not the promo edition. Just a normal one. So I was pretty excited. In a Pikarom pack, so you get the same pack magic. And you're just like, you know what? Sometimes Pokemon makes me feel very happy, but most of the time, Pokemon just makes me very, very angry.
Yeah, dick punch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the Cyraxian for stating that you need to pull more Vileplumes.
Oh my
You
god.
still have yet to do so. He's my guy. I like him.
Shout out to Snorlaxian. He's pretty dope. He won a free trainer art with Red and Pikachu card that I sent out today for him.
Sexy.
Yeah. But yeah, F Vileplume, F him.
Shout out to Snorlaxian for enabling Aaron in a negative way.
Yeah,
Good job.
In the most positive way.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot I did that. I went live and I opened 96 packs of Cosmic Eclipse.
How many?
96 packs.
Like more than 90, less than 100? Holy shit.
And I went live on Instagram to pull 2 Rosa cards and 2 Rasharam cards.
And that's it.
And-
96 packs.
And I pulled it. I pulled both of them. No joke though. I think I pulled the dragons 3 times, and I'm like, oh, I can make a deck. But shout out to that community, the TCGO. They were able to help me out with trades. I actually have a deck that I want to play in real life, and I'm tweaking it online. And so far, so good. It's doing pretty well. I'm currently in the midst of a 8-game winning streak. I got up to 6 last night, and then I lost to a control deck.
Wah,
Yeah,
wah.
he sent me a message like, I can't be stopped. Next message like,
I was
10
stopped.
minutes later, I was stopped.
Well, I had nothing. So it was a doll deck. So what the idea of that deck is you put out the Clefairy doll. It has 30 hit points. When you destroy it, you don't get a prize, and it goes to your discard pile. And then they got, I don't remember the card, it's a fairy card on their bench. You flip a coin, if heads, you can search for an item card from your discard pile and put it on top of your deck. So you're literally stalled. They're going to keep picking up a Clefairy after every turn I kill it. And for me, at that time, I didn't really have anything that could stop it. I didn't play any, jeez. Oh my God. That's the ending right there. Jeez. I'm just glad it doesn't smell.
It does over here. Feel bad for the daughter. Anyways.
So they have the fairy card. You flip a coin, if heads, you're allowed to put an item card from your discard pile on top of your deck. So once you get that going, especially if they get 1 or 2 of them, you're stuck. You literally can't do anything because you're just keep pulling the doll card. The way I could get out of it is if I had a power plant, so I could stop the abilities of those cards, but I didn't play any power plants at that time. And also if I was able to I was playing Great Catcher, where discard 2 cards, and then you're allowed to switch one of your opponent's GX Pokemon. But he's not playing any GX, so Great Catchers were useless for me. And I was like, oh, now I need to get custom catchers. So I had to find someone online to trade me custom catchers, and I think I just did like 40 packs of Hidden Fates. I was like, give me 4 custom catchers. And then literally the trade went up, and no joke, in 30 seconds it was accepted, and I got the Great Catchers. So I'm having a lot of fun on that. It's very knowledgeable, and I'm still really bad at this game.
Which one?
Pokemon.
The online version?
Yeah, well, just Pokemon in general. I make dumb moves where I'm like, after I did it, I'm like, why did I do that? Because I was like, oh, I get so ahead of myself. I'm like, okay, I could win after my next turn. So I pop everything, and I'm like, I forgot to play one of the cards I was supposed to play. I do it all the time. So now I can see why pros play like 4 hours a day and still make mistakes.
Such a rookie.
Yeah. But that was my week. A lot of Pokemon. Super happy about it. I feel smarter, but also dumber. So let's get into some news. A little segment we added last week, Aaron. Since we were trying to figure out our banter without you, how did we fill in that time? So the news this week, as of today's recording, is January 21st. This podcast will come out on Friday the 24th. So the news would become that Pokemon officially have the news where fairy Pokemon are no more. That's a bum. And not to be mean anymore, sexist, but I know a lot of girls on Instagram are really bummed about it. They don't have their pink princess cards anymore. They'll still be cute. They'll just be psychic.
We're going to talk about some gear grinding on that soon.
Scott's got you covered. No worries.
I got you.
Officially, they made the news that you can't play a support card on your first turn, so no more welders, no more... I think it's Lily. You play this card on your first turn, then you get to have 8 cards in your hand at the end of your turn. That's huge. Then they added the bump in resistance from 20 to 30. So to get a little more rebalancing. Water is no longer weak to lightning. Instead of it will be weak to grass. Psychic is weak to darkness instead of psychic. Usually psychic hates psychic. So you got a nice little twist. Yep. And of course they're dropping all fairy support with Sword and Shield. And that's crazy. And darkness is now weak to grass instead of fighting. So
yeah, that's because grass is best.
Is it?
Oh God, especially in Illinois now, huh? Bazinga!
So I know we brought this up, but do we know if, at least for our listeners, if it's going to be a retroactive thing? Because obviously fairy has to be retroactive because you can't play fairy energy anymore. So those fairies now become psychic, but are now water. The ones that show weakness to grass, are they still weak to grass or not? That's one thing we have to figure out. Because that could really make some interesting decks for a little bit if that's not the case.
Yeah, especially if they keep the rules like expanded format where they're like, hey, this is it, have fun. Like I said, as this recording, the news is not official. We don't know exactly what the rebalance is or how they're going to handle that situation. So if that's the case, judges are going to have their hands full.
Yep.
Judge!
That's going to be a pain in the ass for a while.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting. So that's the big news on the TCG format. Other big news that came out, as of today, they announced that finally the Mewtwo movie is coming to the States.
Woo woo!
So the remake of Mewtwo Strikes Back, which came out a year ago in Japan, it's just a total... Do you know about it, Scott? It's a CGI version of the very first Pokemon movie.
So I know about the very first Pokemon movie, for sure. I knew about the one that just came out last year.
Yep.
I didn't see it, though. So
It's fine, because on February 27th, it will be on Netflix.
I got some Fandango credit,
Nice.
man. Oh, Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
What? Damn it.
So we'll finally be able to watch the CGI movie of Mewtwo Strikes Back on Netflix at the end of February.
And then we can give our input on it.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for the first time. It looked like it was like made by Robot Chicken. It looked like it was toys. And I had to double check. I was like, what's this? Is this really, is it clay? And then as the trailer went back and forth, I was like, oh no, never mind. It's CGI.
Shout out to Seth Green, Robot Chicken. If you're listening, we love you. You never know who's listening, fellas.
I know.
I heard Barack Obama likes this podcast. Yeah, tell your friends.
I almost spilled my drink. Some other news. This is pretty cool. The benefits of recording a little bit later is we know what happened with regionals over the weekend. And last weekend, the regionals was in Dallas. It's considered one of the bigger regionals in the States because it's huge. A lot of Instagram celebrities are there. YouTube, I know. Leonhardt was there. He was celebrating his birthday. His birthday is officially today, the 21st. So happy birthday, Leonhardt.
Happy birthday, buddy.
We are inspiration. Hopefully nothing but good wishes for you and that you hit your 1 million subscribers by September so you open up that first edition basic Pokemon cards.
We hope to be there in 3 or 4 months ourselves.
So there was also an expanded format. So the decks wide-ranged it all. I know the third deck was the Vileplume deck that won the regionals a month and a half ago, took third.
Whoa.
The second place deck was the fairy deck. I forgot the name of the fairies. I apologize. And the winner is congratulations to Hunter Butler. He ran a Roxy, Grachomp, and Gratina deck that took first place. A lot of hand movement in that deck. He had, I know, a lot of cards where once this card went to your bench, draw cards, discard cards. So his hand was constant in motion. It was a tough deck to beat. So good job, Hunter. I didn't do much research on him, just be like, what has he won in the past? But just give a little PokeDads shout out because that's something I definitely want to start adding to is what's going on in the TCG world of that part. So, yeah, good job, Hunter.
Woo!
Congratulations.
And then now, before we get into it, guys, it's Scott's favorite time of the day.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Woo-wee! So, we were alluding to this a little earlier, and the changing from fairy to psychic, right? And as we understand, all fairy are going to go psychic?
Correct.
All current fairy will be psychic.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out, maybe I'm too old school, right? But in my mind, Clefairy, Wigglytuff, Jigglydick, they are not really psychic. They can be psychic, right? They could have psychic powers. Some shitty ones, if I'm not mistaken. Except for the actual power of psychic. I don't even know if they have psychic. Depending on what you're playing, right? What?
Metronome itself.
That's a garbage ass.
Like
I fucking hated Metronome. Here's a finger. Spin it in the air, and now you get a thumb up your ass. No, a garbage move. Seriously. If you don't think it's garbage, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to insult you because we need our listeners, but you're awful. But for real, I don't like the idea of fairy changing over. Rick kind of talked about it earlier with a lot of our female listeners, but females in general that are really into Pokemon right now. Fairy was kind of like a symbol, and not even just female, but the LGBT community. Fairy in and itself, I've had 2 or 3 people that, in my life that are gay or lesbian and they do play Pokemon. And for whatever reason, they liked fairy. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of people need something to cling to sometimes, and that was a great thing for them. It was a great thing for everybody. It's a great thing. It's more than just how it seems sometimes on the surface. I don't know why they're getting rid of it. Do you have more information on the why, really? Or?
No, people were talking about it a couple months ago when it released in Japan, and they noticed that no one pulled any fairy cards or fairy energy. There was no announcement on it whatsoever, and Pokemon made the news about it a few weeks ago, like officially saying that they're just getting rid of fairy. I don't know, it's maybe because it was the odd number?
Possibly. Whatever reason they have, in my mind, I think there's too much toying with the cards they have, personally, in my opinion. I don't think it's a reason to get rid of it. I think that's very weak. And again, I think you, not to get too political, but you could be really disenfranchising a group of people that got used to fairy-type Pokemon. And as crazy and trivial as that sounds, today that's kind of where we're at. We're wanting to be inclusive. We're wanting to have people be able to identify with things all over the place. I mean, shit, people put eyelashes on their car, because they want it to look like a person. For whatever reason. People do things because they want to be inclusive. They want to express themselves. And the fairy-type Pokemon, in my mind, was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Emblematic for a lot of people. And for Pokemon to just drop it like a bad habit or a crappy X, I don't know. I don't like it. That grinds the shit out of my gears. Yeah.
So I'm going to grind your gears, I think, slightly more on this because I'm actually going to, I'm agreeing with you on a good chunk of that.
Don't do it.
But also the fact that they're getting rid of it. No, they're getting rid of it in the trading card game. But in Sword and Shield, the actual game for the Switch, they're still fairy Pokemon.
Absolutely.
They're not psychic Pokemon. So that makes even less sense in that same case. Like, if you're going to have them in, why not at least make, the Switch completely, both sides, if you're going to do.
The only thing I'm worried about is the fairy Eevee form was Sylveon.
Mm-hmm.
Was that going to happen to the psychic?
Was there a psychic? I don't think there was a psychic Eevee unless.
Wasn't
Sylveon actually a psychic one?
Before she became fairy?
Espeon. Oh, is it Espeon?
Espeon.
Espeon.
I think Espeon might have been.
Which one's Umbreon is dark,
That's
right?
the dark
Oh
one.
yeah, that
So
was
it is
a cool sweet. Yeah,
Espeon was the psychic one.
Yeah.
And Sylveon was the fairy one.
Yeah, so
so what the fuck?
So are they gonna just drop that evolution?
Not cool.
Right?
Yeah, you would think that maybe with the DLC coming out for Sword and Shield, maybe they tried to do some creative work and make a patch where all fairy becomes psychic.
Yeah,
It's possible. I still think it's bullshit. Don't get me wrong.
I don't see it happening.
That's a lot of work. I think it's a lot of work, but bullshit.
Is it though? And maybe it's just a simple code.
It might
it's
be.
like fairy, psychic.
That's why
And you're done.
I'm a therapist. I don't work with computers or science and shit, so maybe it is.
Sure, it's
Might
not
be
that
one
complicated.
piece of code. If anyone that's listening understands code and they think it's easy, please let us know too. But anyways, Aaron, thank you for agreeing with me. This doesn't happen often.
It does not.
It really doesn't.
God.
We have gentlemen arguments.
I'm John Hammond, and you're the blood-sucking lawyer. Oh, God.
And then so we got that. What's your thoughts on adding 10 more hit points to resistance from 20 to 30?
So, why? 10. Really? 10? 10. If a ground or rock Pokemon, first of all, you can't even fucking hit a rock Pokemon with an electric power, right? You can't even do it in the games. Now, this is a trading card game. I understand there's a difference. But let's find some fucking consistency here. This is ridiculous. There should 10 points is nothing. 10 points is nothing. Right? That's actually more frustrating, I think, a little bit right now.
I disagree. I'm being the blood-sucking lawyer here.
You're the blood-sucking lawyer.
I do agree with you too. I'll let you talk though. I'll let you talk first.
Yeah. Sure, I disagree with them. Only because there's a lot of things, like, you hit those points where you have these move setups. I mean, we had it with, I can't remember which deck we were using, where it's like you can increase damage by 30 or so like that. Having those 30, 60, 40, that extra little bit gives you that 10, that little extra damage that you need to kill it. But if you're increasing it by, you guys are, suggestion at least was to make it like half the damage of the skill, which ends up being like 70 points of damage or 80. Instead of, it's one shots nonstop. All it's going to turn the game into is a game of who has what counter, which deck is going to have the weakest of the other deck. That's all it's going to be if we go that way.
But isn't that same
I
though?
disagree with you guys.
Yeah, but I'm on your side. I said I was on your side.
Blood-sucking lawyer?
I thought you were saying you're on his side.
He was pointing
I was
at you.
pointing at you. This is how excited I was. I agree 100% due to the fact that there's those certain item cards that increase your attack by 30. So now there's those different resistance that makes those tool cards useless. You're like, yeah, whatever. I have the resistance to that. But it does make me wonder why it's not the same. Because that's the point that we one-shot our weakness all the time. So if I go, my deck right now is heavy fire deck against your Vileplume deck, I don't have to really worry about because my normal attack can pretty much kill you in one hit because it's double the
Yeah,
damage.
he's running through you there.
And then just give up. Just throw your white flag. Like that guy on TCGO today when I had the Charmander out of the attack. He had a Vileplume deck and he quit.
Wah, wah.
You didn't want to deal with this?
Don't be a bitch, bro. That's what I say. Play the game. Aaron, I think I understand where you're coming from. And unfortunately, it pains me to say that likely you're right. But then, so why even change it at all then?
I think it's just for the meta creep. HP is increasing on the new cards.
10
So
points,
so
though.
give them that extra little, going that little extra 10 to give you that. Just
10
slight power
points.
creep.
That's like your boss giving you a 1% raise. Well, the company made about $5 billion in revenue. We're going to give you 1.5%. Thanks, motherfucker.
All right.
No, but that is true, Aaron. We're seeing cards now, especially with the VMAX cards, hitting over 300. So, speaking of that, Scott bought the VMAX Meowth box today, so we got to check out the V cards for first time today. I really, really, really enjoy the texture of the new VMAX cards.
It's beautiful.
Man.
So the guy at GameStop, by the way, I don't know if this is still going to be relevant in a couple days, but the GameStop by me at least has 20% off all trading cards for the week, he said. Might be relevant to you by the time you hear this. Might be worth a quick check. But the guy is about our age in his mid-30s. He's like, this is a really cool story. It's funny. Like,
Did you tell him about the podcast?
I did tell him about the podcast.
Oh, okay,
I did.
cool.
I'm spreading that
Nice.
shit like wildfire. I said, this is what we're doing. He's like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know Pokemon was really that hot anymore until my grandmother bought me a battle deck or a booster box for Christmas one year, like recently. And he looked at it and he's like, oh, thanks, Grandma. That's cool. And she said, I know you kids like your Pokemon cards. So he said he opened it up, and it was an EX, not anything super new.
Yeah.
But he's like, the art on it was just fantastic. So he started kind of getting into Pokemon again because of that. And so I just thought that was a cool story to share for anyone that's scared to admit they still like Pokemon in their 30s or even 20s or 40s or 50s or 80s. So
I do catch myself at the store sometimes where they're like the teenagers that work there are looking at me like I'm just like it's for my kid, it's for my kid, grabbing a big old card full. It's for my kid.
it's his birthday for the third time this week.
You can't be embarrassed by it.
Oh
So yeah, VMAX, super awesome. Check it out. Shout out.
February 7th can't come quick, soon enough. We're showing the card to Aaron. Is that it, Scott? Is that enough for the grind?
Yeah. I felt like it was a little bit of a weaker grind this week, but I was a little bit more passionate about the fairy thing. There's just a lot behind it. So, and maybe I'm looking too much into it, right?
I think you're loud your feelings, especially for us super early back into Pokemon. It's just a 180 so quickly, so you just feel like, oh,
Yeah, it's frustrating.
I used to have cool stuff going on.
Yeah, not anymore. Fuck me, right?
It gets tough. Well, guys, for today, we're going to talk about the coolest thing about Pokemon ever. Who remembers...
God damn you.
Do you remember when Oddish evolved into Gloom on TV? I don't.
No, said no one ever.
Oh man.
What were your guys' feelings? Remember when Charmander evolved to Charmeleon? And it was like the coolest thing ever. Like Charmander starts glowing white, and then he just changes in front of you, and you're like, now he's stronger. But then Ash was just a really bad trainer, and Charmeleon didn't listen to him. And then when Charmeleon evolved into Charizard didn't listen to him.
Can I make an argument that Charmeleon was us at like 13 and Charizard was us at like 18?
So, but what you have to get a little bit older.
No,
like,
that's it. There's nothing after that. That's it. That's it.
But wouldn't you say one of the coolest things about Pokemon is that these creatures have the ability to evolve into something stronger, right?
And usually more beautiful unless you're going into a Vileplume.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm trying to think of everyone that turns ugly. Like you think about the first starters. You know, you got Bulbasaur going to Ivysaur and then Venusaur.
Ugh.
Venusaur wasn't really like the coolest looking Pokemon. He just got really fat and heavy, and I was like, that's
Probably the worst, actually.
Yeah. And then Squirtle to Wartortle to Blastoise was pretty
Blastoise is a
dope.
baller.
Yeah, and then of course the legend himself, Charmander, Charmeleon to Charizard was just unbelievable. And then even the little ones, Abra, you know, Alakazam.
My man.
Yeah, you got that. You know, the Weedle to Kakuna to Beedrill.
That is an actual story of beauty. Because Weedle's god awful. Weedle is... I find Weedle around the house sometimes and I smash him.
So I also want to bring up that in episode 239 of
Oh
the
my
Pokemon
God.
I love you.
TV show,
Yeah.
Ash sees 2 Glooms evolve into a Vileplume. Just so you know.
Hold on, is that with him and Tracy? Is that the orange
don't know.
the orange region? Because that's what we were talking about last week, and we couldn't remember his name, and it's Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy was.
He was a Pokemon watcher. Yeah. So
I don't
Tracy,
remember.
well, Tracy was he the one with the camera?
he drew the Pokemon.
So specifically, it notes. Let's see, where can I lost it because I had it before. Oh no. In front of it's just Ash and friends. I don't specifically know,
That's fine.
so I cannot help you.
But we kept saying like Casey, like
Yeah,
whatever.
we had no idea.
So I found a clip that someone had like the best Tracy moments, and it was like a fight. It was like I kept placing that in the audio every time we're trying to say his name, and it'd be like
According to this, it was just Ash, Misty, and Barack.
oh no.
Steven? Whoever Steven is.
That sounds way too
Steven
basic.
was a Pokemon researcher.
That's too basic for Pokemon.
way too basic. So today we're talking about the evolution in the card game.
Hell yeah.
Right now, it's definitely a lost art in the game between the V cards, V Max, tag team cards,
That's insane.
the GX cards. The love of evolving your Pokemon is currently not really hip in the Pokemon world of TCG.
Why?
But it should be.
It's long.
Why do you think no one likes that though?
It's a turn base. You have to wait. You have to put your Pokemon down.
It's
So
slow.
let me explain how to evolve a Pokemon in the TCG to begin with. You have to have your basic Pokemon on the field for one complete turn before you can evolve it. So you can't just put a Charmander down, and if you have Charmeleon in your hand, you can't evolve it on your same turn. It has to be out on the field for one full turn. So now you're looking at it as like, all right, now I have to wait 2 turns to get a semi-stronger card out when the end game is a Charizard who has higher hit points, a stronger attack, and people it's all about quickness. It's how you can set up the way you're playing the game to beat your opponent.
It's called instant gratification.
Yeah,
It's true.
exactly. So to just get a demonstration of what Pokemon rules call evolving there's a few ways. Evolving Pokemon, if you had a card in your hand that says evolves from X and X is the name of the Pokemon you had in play at the beginning of your turn, you may play this card from your hand on top of that Pokemon. This is called evolving a Pokemon. You may evolve a basic Pokemon to a Stage 1 Pokemon or a Stage 1 Pokemon to a Stage 2 Pokemon. So just to clear that up, Charmander is a basic Pokemon. Charmeleon is a basic 1 Pokemon. And Charizard is a basic 2 Pokemon. So when you look at the cards that evolve...
You mean Stage 2 and Stage 1?
That's what I said.
You said basic.
I heard basic.
1 and basic 2. That's dumb. Rick's dumb. It's basic stage 1. I'm really sure I have it recorded. Stage 1 and stage 2. And they'll have the little picture of the Pokemon previous to that form in the top left corner and the name of that Pokemon. So you would see Charmeleon in the left corner and it says evolves from Charmeleon. So you would be like, oh yeah, this card evolves to that. When a Pokemon evolves, it keeps all the cards attached to it. That includes energy cards, evolution cards, and damage counters on it. Any effects of the attacks or special conditions affecting that Pokemon, such as asleep, confused, or poison, end when it evolves. A Pokemon cannot use attacks or abilities of its previous evolutions unless the card says so. So that's, well, as we were talking about last week, Aaron, we talked about the basic 5 special conditions. And one of the ways of removing them is to involve that Pokemon. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And then, like I said earlier, I do feel like it's a lost art. It's part of the love, part of the lore of Pokemon is like, I'm going to get this out, I'm going to evolve him, and he's going to be so cool,
Yep.
and then I'm going to destroy you!
Ah!
And then it's like, all right, cool. It's dying because it's certain people think it's slow, but I like it. There's ways around it, and that's what PokeDads are here for.
That's right.
We're going to tell you ways around it, where instead of waiting 3 full turns, let's cut it to 2. 2 turns is more manageable for a Stage 2 Pokemon. What do you think, Scott?
I think it's really manageable, actually, and something we're going to talk about are the ways to break the rules when it comes to evolution or other things too, but specifically evolution, correct?
Yeah, yes, definitely. And we'll start off with the very easy one to understand. It's an item card called. It's an item card called Rare Candy. You're allowed to take this Pokemon from your hand to evolve from a basic Pokemon to skip stage 1 to go directly to stage 2. I love it. I love it so much. At least it's 2 turns and you skip a turn to whatever you're trying to set up. Right now for me, I really, really enjoy the Team Up Charizard. He has an ability where you put 2 damage counters onto Charizard, and you're allowed to search your deck up to 2 fire energies and attach it to him. So it's like your instant welder without having to play welder. Like that turn, I could play 3 energy cards onto it. His attack's okay. His side effect is he has an attack where it's plus 30 and then discard the energy cards attached to him. For each energy card attached, does 50 extra damage.
Damn.
But you have to remove them. You can't just I'm only going to remove 1.
Yeah.
If you have 4, you're going to lose 4, but you're doing 230 damage. And there's ways around to get those energies back, of course. There's, Nagadel, there's Brock's Grit. There's way that you could plop those discard cards back into your deck. Brock's Grit's a really fun card. It's a supporter where you're allowed to choose a Pokemon or energy up to 6 cards and put them back in your deck. I really enjoy that. I play one of them in my deck currently because I burn through energies super quick, and I only play, I believe, 13 combined of fire and electric. Scott's got another one too. What do you got, Scott?
So I have the trainer card. It's a supporter card. It is the red and blue. It is a tag team card. Excuse me. And Rick was saying earlier that this card is actually really sweet and full art. Oh. So my goal is to find that. Good luck.
Good goal. Good goal.
It's a very good goal. So it's a good rule breaker. Like Rick was just saying, the premise of this is that you want to search your deck for a Pokemon GX that evolves from one of your other Pokemon, and then you want to put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. So same concept really, right? Where you're kind of skipping over anything and you're going from one Pokemon to another without the middleman.
But I also like that one, though, is you technically don't have to have that Stage 2 Pokemon in your hand. It allows you to search for it in your deck, where Rare Candy, I have to have the card already. So that's great.
Right.
So red and blue is dope.
It's dope, but I'm trying to think of a good GX card that's an evolution base that you would play. I know it's really good in a dark deck to pull. Hold on. Continue to talk about that card. I'm going to figure it out.
Another part of this card, actually, at the bottom, it's a two-parter. So not only do you get to search your deck for the GX that evolves from one of your Pokemon, But you also get to play this card, and you can discard 2 other cards from your hand in order to get 2 basic energy cards, and then you can attach them to the Pokemon that you evolved. So basically, not only are you finding a Pokemon, putting it on top of a Pokemon all in one turn, but you're also taking 2 basic energy and throwing that on at the same time. So again, like Rick was alluding to earlier, you have the potential to put 3 energy cards to start off just on that one turn. And if you've got any other, what are they called? Not supporters.
Item cards?
No, the...
Stadiums?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe you find some of those that also allow you to attach energies for that turn as well. You might be able to fill up 4 energy need on one turn with cards like this. So it's actually pretty sweet. I like this card quite a bit.
It's a great card. It's Weavile in the dark deck. It helps them set up what you're looking for, get that card out, and it's also really good for the Umbreon and Darkrai tag team card, which you pulled, by the way. It's a really cool card.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So that really helps that deck set in motion. And it's a big tool that has kept Darkbox relevant. And shout out to Adam from Professor Network. That's what he rolled over the weekend and got 4th place. So congratulations, Adam.
Congrats.
Really, really happy for you. We talked a little bit about his deck. I didn't really give him much helpful advice. He's like, what if I did this? And I'm like, that's a good idea. And I just keep telling him, throw a Dende in there. Yeah. Happy for you, bud. And we're also really happy to figure out a time where we'll jump on your podcast and be on Special Conditions podcast.
Which one was Adam? Was he the one that didn't want me to swear?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That's PokeSoul.
PokeSoul.
Yeah.
When we get on that podcast with you, PokeSoul, I promise to be a good boy, I swear.
Yes, and if our listeners haven't heard of either ones, go check them both out.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll definitely have links in this week's podcast. Both of them are incredible, fun Pokemon podcasts. Special Conditions is super heavy related to the TCG world. Adam and Josh are the hosts. Really funny people. Really like their banter. Definitely check them out. And PokeSoul is just a really kind soul, really great to the community. He has this thing called Pokemon Pack Battles, where on Instagram we'll record ourselves and there's a tournament. The best of 16 people enter, and then a winner gets to choose the card, because we have to give up a card and choose a card, and the winner of that round, all 16 rounds, get all the cards from all the 16 players, which at some point we will be doing, but we'll be one contestant. The PokeDads, us 3 will be one person.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We'll get our Adidas trainer shirts on.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I saw someone the other day wearing it. I was like, I want it.
I want to be the first one to do it, damn it.
Yeah. And I really like the Pikachu shoes too.
Those are only for kids right now.
No, the adult ones.
I didn't see adult version.
Yeah, the one
on the website.
One with the 8-bit Pikachu on the.
I saw that only in kids sizes.
Oh my, they were pretty rad.
I know.
Yeah.
We need those shirts.
I know. We're ordering them at the end of this podcast.
If you buy the shirt and you're listening to this, send us pictures. We want to see how they look. Okay. We need smalls, medium, large, extra large for some of us husky guys.
Any other questions about involving your Pokemon? Oh shit. Also, you don't have to have your Pokemon in the active spot to evolve. You can evolve from your bench also. So that's really important. So you could be doing something to get your opponent focusing on your main attacker, while on your bench, you're like, I'm powering up this mofo. So you're able to evolve no matter where your card is located.
Can I evolve more than 1 or 2 Pokemon every turn?
Yes, you can.
Perfect.
Yeah, but you're allowed to evolve as many Pokemon as you want per turn, as long as that Pokemon before was out for a full turn.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions on evolution?
Aaron?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Well, keeping in the involved format, today we'll be talking about a card that literally skips all the stages of evolving.
There's a lot, too.
Yeah. And Scott, can you read the tag team card that we're talking about today?
Yeah, so the tag team card that we got right here is the Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor. Exeggutor.
You got it, man.
Damn, I don't know why I said it wrong and right.
It gets a little nerve-wracking when you have to read.
Oh my god, crap. So it's got tag team card. Thanks. Tag team card. This one is basic. But like Rick was just saying, this is not really a basic Pokemon. This is an evolved Pokemon. So, I mean, you've got Exeggutor, And this one is different based on the type of game we're playing, right? So
Yep, and that's based off the tag team card, so it's just a basic Pokemon.
correct.
And it has an ability, and well, it's not really an ability. It's
Super growth.
Yep.
Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your leaf Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. If that Pokemon is now a Stage 1 Pokemon, search your deck for Stage 2 Pokemon that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Holy shitballs.
Yep. So
Right.
literally at the end of the first turn, this deck goes really good with the current theme of the Vileplumes. If you're running the perfect health Vileplumes where you're constantly healing, you're going to have 2-3 Vileplumes out in a matter of 2 turns. As long as you have Oddishes coming out super quick. The idea of just be like, oh, I have Oddish out, and then your next turn it's Vileplume. It's fantastic. It's such a fun deck. It just sucks that the meta is so heavily based on fire that these decks for now that it's tough to play it, but it's doing well in regionals. You know, this deck won regionals all the way a month and a half ago and took third in Dallas. So there's still room for it. There's still definitely room to grow with this deck, and it's great. Like I said, the whole point of Pokemon is they have rules, and there's cards to break the rules, and you just have to figure out. You'd be like, oh my goodness, if I have this card here that allows me to evolve super quick, why am I not playing this? How do I make this work? And there's different plant Pokemon that have different kind of abilities, like flip a coin on your bench, and your Pokemon's now asleep or confused. Like it's endless possibilities, and I quite like it. I quite like it a lot.
So I wanted to throw out to you, Rick. You were Scott was saying like this was an ability. You were stating that this is not actually an ability. Did you want to go more into that explanation on what the super growth actually is?
Yeah, so it's actually an attack, but it doesn't cost anything. So they have a circle on the card where it would be a colorless circle, and it's just there to let you know that that's it. That's all you do. You just pop it out on the field and then you grow it.
So do you think the reason behind that is if you're playing an ability, you can do an ability as well as an attack, right?
Correct.
And if this right here is not an ability, you can only do this and then nothing else. I would
We could
assume.
also potentially use the ability from like the bench instead of having it be as you're like attacking Pokemon.
Yeah, for
Correct.
sure. Oh yeah, that's good. So it, like you use that, you involve,
And you're done.
Your turn ends.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. That's awesome. Good job, guys.
Whoop whoop.
PokeDads.
PokeDads.
So also, Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutors attacks. We got Calming Hurricane. It's two leaves and one colorless. Does 150 damage. That's not bad. 3 energies for 150. That's not terrible.
Could be worse, Cotton.
It can, but it still guarantees you a 2-hit KO. And then heals 30 damage to this Pokemon. And then
That's a weakness right there, or a resistance.
your resistance for this card is nothing.
Thank you, AA Ron.
You don't.
No, he was saying the difference. The healing of 30 is your resistance.
No, yeah. I
or
got
whatever,
you.
yeah.
His GX is 3 leaves plus. It's a tropical hour GX. It does 200. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy attached to it, including additional to the attack cost, it means it needs to have 6 leaf energies.
Oh.
Your opponent shuffles all energy from all of their Pokemon into their deck.
And you get a pina colada. Because it's tropical hour.
Against certain decks, that could be just so painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like there's still better GX moves for
I agree,
plant.
but it's a situational one.
But that's also great to when you have your deck built that you look at different Pokemon that have different GX styles. So you'd be like, what happens in this situation? Oh, okay, I can help me with that. And 200 damage is nothing to scuff at. That's still pretty decent.
Well, for now, once you get a fucking Meowth VMAX with 300 hit points, what is happening?
Yeah, outside of that, there's not really like a specific deck I want to go into this deck more, but I want to go into it when we have Vileplume as our card of the week. Then I'll go into this deck
Ugh.
a little bit more. But it's a good card.
I'm just kidding.
It is a good card. But I felt like Vileplume, which sadly was a perfect fit for last week's podcast when we're talking about special conditions.
Thanks, Aaron.
And this podcast, this guy's just perfect to show how you can skip evolving in super quick time. Any other questions on this card of the week, guys?
No, I think I'm good.
I'm not gonna lie, I've always hated Exeggutor.
I like his Alolan
The
form.
card
though.
looks sweet.
Yeah. I like when he's a palm tree. I think it's pretty rad.
The Alolan form is cool, but I've always hated it. So I don't like grass.
It's fine.
I just don't like grass.
He's probably one of my least favorites. And
Absolutely.
also, I'm gonna give a lot of. I know a lot of people like Slowpoke, but I hate Slowbro.
I like Slow King.
But
Why? Fuck, I don't know. Because he's a king.
Did you see the picture of Slowpoke's? What's the new games area? What's it called? Starts with a G. Where you at? What region are you in?
Galar region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His version.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, where he's pink and he has a little yellow
Yeah.
on the top. That's
Yeah.
pretty. That's dope.
I like the Galar region Pokemon styles they have. They're really cool, especially the Ninetales. Was it oh god damn.
You think of
Like
Ninetales?
Frost?
No, that's Alolan.
Alolan.
That's
You're
Alolan.
thinking of Ponytail.
Oh, I was thinking of Ponytail.
Ponytail's when it's a unicorn.
Yeah.
I hate Mr. Mimes though. I hate it.
Isn't it?
Oh, I
Mis-
hate his so
I
much.
hate it
What's
so-
the evolved form now, Mister?
I don't know.
I hate it too. Though.
Aaron, look that up.
Look it up,
What
Aaron.
was his name?
No, not doing it.
All right. Well, this is the fun part of the show where Aaron doesn't get to join.
Bye, Aaron. Good night.
Let's open some packs.
Oh
Scott.
shit! Do you want me to open yours or one of mine, or how do you want to?
No, we'll do these. That's fine.
Do you mind if I open those, but also open this evolutions that I have?
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay, cool.
Okay. How about this? I'll give you the middle of these.
Perfect.
So we went a
Each
little
have two.
different. We went a little different route this week. No Cosmic Eclipse. We got a 3-pack of Unified Minds, and we have an Evolution pack just for nostalgia factors in today's show.
The evolution came in the VMAX Meowth pack there, so
Because Evolution comes in everything.
I know. What are they doing?
Because
There's so many,
They have too many.
and they're irrelevant. Sad.
All right, so I'll go first, and we'll end it with your evolutions.
All right, rock on.
All right. And then, Aaron, because you weren't here last week, if you didn't
Get us
see,
a drink.
oh my God, Eric agreed that Scott way is the best way, so I changed my way of saying the codes.
That's fantastic.
I'm
Yeah.
so impressed.
So we got Brett, Patrick, Quill, Jacob, Horse, Leo, Patrick, Mom, Cat, Yolanda, X-Ray, Quail, 9. How's for you?
That's the one that sticks out the most. Quill and Yolanda. Hey.
Hey.
Quill, not sure.
We have Fairy Energy again. Dun, dun, dun.
That's useless.
Paikumuku,
Also useless.
Vigoroth,
Sexy.
Unidentified Fossil.
Unidentified?
Unidentified
Wow.
Fossil. I gotta read more.
He's only had 1312, folks.
Yeah, man. Execute. Speaking of execute, this one's psychic. It's a plan.
Which is fine with me.
Yeah.
He is like, yeah.
Murkrow, Snover, Dratini, Rylu,
Sure.
and oh, good, I got the rare Exeggutor.
What a shit pull. Oh, no. No. All right.
That's for Yolanda.
Yolanda! Oh. Jesus. What's going on? This podcast's going off the rails.
There it is.
Oh, baby. Oh, that's weak. All right, we got balls, lick. I don't even know why that. Sorry, let me restart this. Ball, lick, Johnson, Barry, 7, Niner, Xylophone, Peter, Telephone Peter, Niner, Mary, and Christian. Very good.
Very good. Let's see what you got. Fairy Energy?
No, it's water. By Barrel, Doublade. Oh, okay. Oranguru. I've never heard of that one. Joltik's cute. Dratini.
Yeah.
That's my ride or die from way back. Young Goose. Yanma. Execute.
Nice.
Caracosta. That would be a reverse hollow, correct?
Oh, correct.
Fuck yeah. And a Camerupt. That was a shit pull. Shit pull. Aaron, what'd you get?
Oh, here we go.
Here we are.
Here we go. We got Victor, Wood, Penis, Nick, Penis, Yolanda, X-Ray, Rick, Jacob, Rick, Mom, Dick, Wood. We got
So slow.
Energy, Relicanth, Fracture, Elgium, Rilo, Purloin, Joltix, Dratini, Young Goose,
Young Goose.
Fletching. Woo! We got hyper rare Garchomp and Giratina. Hyper rare.
Damn.
Woo, we pulled
That
something
is
on the
pretty.
podcast.
That is pretty.
Oh,
Aaron, can you see that through the computer?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, good.
oh my goodness.
What's the estimated value on that boy, Rick?
I don't know.
Damn it. Aaron, look it up.
Nope, not doing it for you.
He's not opening. He's so against not opening cards. He feels so salty.
You are being petty. It's your middle name.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Ah, damn it. All right.
He's opening the evolution pack.
Penis Ninja Penis. Jack. Lino. Niner. Quill. 7. West and Virginia. 4. Nancy. 2. Oh, that's right. This one's the evolutions, by the way, so you're going to hear some shit that you might not have heard in a minute. Starmie! A Trainer Super Potion. Charizard Spirit Link.
There you go.
That's cool. Charmeleon. Oh, that's my G. Energy. Electric. Caterpie, Ghastly, Diglett, Rattata, and Caterpie. Where's the... is Starmie
is it the rare? I forgot to tell you, the XY packs, it's 3, not 4.
Shit.
So.
Well, that was...
Ruined.
That was terrible. Oh.
Hey, but we pulled something.
We did pull something.
Oh,
That's
that's super exciting.
true. Oh, man.
So now, a new segment for us. We got a voicemail, guys. It's from our favorite, probably, I'm going to tell him right now, he's claiming it. He's our number 1 fan.
Eric, you're the best.
You're the number 1 PokeDad fan.
You're beautiful.
You're keeping that's your title. You can run around on Instagram and be like, I'm the number 1 fan. PokeDad Rick said it. That's where it's at.
That's right.
So we're going to play that real quick.
Hello PokeDads, this is PokeNerd Eric from Brazil, and I would like to thank you for your kindness in episode 3. It was really nice to hear you saying my name and answering my question. Scott's message was great, but it really grinds my gears. Scott, how can you speak Portuguese? Meus parabéns, seu português estava ótimo. Congratulations, Scott. Guys, I wish you all the best and that your podcast can reach more and more listeners all around the world. Friends, take care. Reach you at next episode. Bye.
Bye, Eric.
Eric, you are freaking awesome.
Yeah, you are awesome.
That was really good, Eric. We appreciate it. That was super nice. We're glad you reached out. We're happy to answer any questions that anybody comes out and reach out for us. That was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Very heartwarming.
It really was. Getting that from him, hearing that was great. It's not easy to call from a different country. It's not easy to leave a voicemail. It's not easy to say, stuff to complete strangers. But when you get that comfortable with other people, that's kind of what we need more of, not just in this community, but in the world, So not to get all tear-jerker on you, but that's good stuff. So anyone that wants to call and leave a voicemail, we are more than happy to listen. We appreciate, again, all the feedback, voicemails, anything you can tell us. And we will do the same for you if you requested it and we were listening to your stuff and doing everything. It's make the community a better place, right?
And that's what we're here for.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And it's simple, just go to our Anchor, go to anchor.com, PokeDads. We have a voicemail section there. We'll look into how we get a phone number where I think we could get something where you could call it and it goes to a box online for us. We'll definitely look into something because we keep saying it. We want to answer questions. That's what we want. We want to try to help people grow. If there's stuff about the game you're not familiar with and you want a better understanding, or decks, because we really want to help decks too. We're not pros either, but we can, give an opinion on something. Like, don't play Vileplume.
Yeah, Vileplume sucks.
How? Ignore both of them. They're completely wrong.
But holy cow, though, look at us, guys. Technically, this is episode 5, but 6 episodes we've done, including the bonus.
Boom.
It's going quick. Having a lot of fun. Thank you for all the feedback. You guys are truly wonderful.
Hey, Rick, when are we going to do more videos for the fans?
And it's funny, Scott brings that up. We've had people ask us, too. And it's really hard because, our priority is the podcast, but we also have fun opening packs. It's about our time that we have together. We have to just do better, be like, all right, we're going to do this, and then we got to record the podcast. We don't want to, feel like it's a job, right? That's not the point of this. We're here to have fun. Right. But we miss it because we like to, see us banter in live action, be like, oh my God. I wish you guys saw my face when I just pulled this hyper rare because I was super stoked. I threw my hat. It was a good time.
He was, bonerific. It was beautiful. You're sick, man.
Actually, we do technically have one other potential announcement, is that we are working on a PokeDads Discord.
Ooh.
Up and running slowly, so probably in the next coming weeks we should have some information on that too.
So
this is just a sneak preview.
Real quick, Aaron, what is Discord for people that might not know?
Sure. For those of you who don't know, Discord, I guess, is a combination of it's a Skype replacement. I guess it's the easiest way to describe
Skype replacement.
Non-business users. It's a place where you can go where the three of us will be in a Discord server, PokeDads Discord server, where we'll have different chats, voice channels where people can kind of hang out and talk, where we can discuss stuff about the TCG, about normal everyday life stuff, and just kind of hang out and, talk.
Yeah, for sure. We want to make it also a safe place for the community that can do trades and sell cards. And that the people that are in there are not going to rip you off. It's a safe place. And it's also important that we share TCGO usernames. So, heck, you want to battle us? You'll have our name. We'll be able to have a special group and we can play each other online. I played Snorlaxon last week. He creamed me with a Spirit Gas deck, I don't know, where he just kept hitting himself on the bench and caused ridiculous damage to my Pokemon. But thanks, bud. That was great. And then I really like that interaction with fans, and we get stuff on Instagram all the time that they tag us in their stories saying their new favorite podcast. You guys are funny. We deeply appreciate it. And all the people that have taken time so far to follow us on Spotify, we deeply appreciate it. Our numbers tripled from last week. Thank you. Super appreciate it. Make sure you leave a review on iTunes, 5-star. It really helps us get the name out. And follow us on Instagram because I'm giving away cards at least once a week right now. We want to do it more, but it's just tough. It's not like we're made of money.
True.
But follow us there, and that's how you get free cards, by following us on Spotify, leaving a positive review. And last thing, our fiery giveaway is still up on Instagram. We have 9 more days as of the recording this. Make sure you share it, get it out, and win all those fire cards. So
lucky.
Yeah. I'm just going to win it.
Yeah.
PokeDads.
Yeah, PokeDads.
Oh my God, I don't have to mail it out. But I think that's an episode, guys.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I appreciate doing this again. It's good to be with everyone. And we got a lot of stuff going on in our personal lives, but we love to make time for everyone that can listen and really just be a part of the community with us. So thank you all again. We do this for the love of it, but we also do it for you all.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all.
Very, very stoic words from a stoic man.
Yes, a man of many words.
Well, thanks for joining us in episode 5, Darwin's Theory. I'm PokeDad Rick.
I'm PokeDads good.
I'm PokeDad here.
You guys stay rad. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, sleep, whatever you're doing right now.
Yeah, take care. God bless.
Deuces. Unified, undefined.
Holy shit. School much?